Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another, I guess, Geek First Thought Bubbles. I'm Travis Snail, continuing Oscar season. It's coming up hot. It's coming up hot and heavy. I hope you checked out my last review, Call Me By Your Name. Today is I, Tonya. So, I, Tonya, and I'm just going to jump into it. No foreplay. Let's do it. Let's keep it quick. Let's keep it fast. Uh, I, Tonya. I was looking forward to this when I saw the preview. Really enjoyed that. I'm a big Margot Robbie fan. I'm somebody that thinks I think there's a debate between one of my friends and myself, but I've seen with other people, hey, when actresses get this big, it does unfortunately come to this argument. It's like, oh, she's just gonna be like a pretty face actress, or can she really act? If you have any doubt, which I didn't, but if you have any doubt, I, Tawny is that for Margot Robbie. I think the movie is really fun overall. It's great. It's really well paced. Obviously, lots of people compare it to Goodfellas. It is like that. It's like Goodfellas meet The Big Short. It has a very unique feel in the sense of, I guess it does. Oh, sorry. I needed water because, as you can see, I was about to cough. It is. I could say it feels unique, and I guess I just compared it to films. But it is unique in the sense of it may have a similar template to other movies out there, like A Big Short or Goodfellas, but it's not a type of movie we get all the time. It feels different between the story is told through. It's told through multiple characters who also break the fourth wall, which I did not see coming. I saw, obviously, in the previews, Margot Robbie is narrating and she says stuff like, oh, you didn't think it was going to go this way, or I didn't do this. But you don't know with previews, that can kind of be a bit deceiving. But the movie's very much like that. But then I also wasn't expecting the other characters to do that. And they did that, and it worked very well. I think I should have this out earlier. The pacing is really good. I think it's also good in the sense of I didn't know that much about the story. I knew a little bit. I do not follow figure skating, so that's probably the reason why. But obviously everyone's heard of the incident. But I think the biggest thing with this is it's very good. It's very comedic. It's funny. There's very outlandish humor, but very dry humor at the same time. I think it's just a really good mix overall of humor. And to me, the content and the story is really good, and I found myself invested. That was maybe one of my problems a couple years ago with The Big Short. I thought it was really well made. I got the point of the story. It's not a movie I would want to watch again. I wasn't loving the characters. You love the characters in this, whether it's, I guess, kind of both of them. You kind of love to hate them because sometimes they're despicable human beings, but sometimes those are the best characters to watch in film. But I think the greatest thing about this movie is the acting. The acting stands out as, yeah, the biggest pro. I think its narrative is good, but I think the biggest pro is back to, I was talking to earlier, Margot Robbie. I think this is her best performance in her entire career, and I've not seen all the Oscar contenders this year and the ones that are buzzed about. I hope she gets nominated, and I hope she fucking wins. Because Wolf of Wall Street, I think she was great, but people can't make that case of, hey, lots of people could do that role. It's pretty basic. Okay, fair enough. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, I thought she knocked it out of the park, but lots of people said, hey, the writing wasn't the greatest, so you don't get to see her that strong. Fair enough. I don't think you get that excuse now, or you have that reasoning now. She does everything in this movie, and that's why I think she has a chance to win, because she reminds me of Emma Stone last year, where when she has to be funny, she's funny. When she has to be ballsy, she's ballsy. When she has to be tough, she's tough. When she has to be, I guess, she doesn't really play sexy, but maybe like seductive scenes or sensual scenes, it's there. When she has to be a smart aleck or an asshole, she does it. And when she has to feel emotional and wounded and really opens up as far as this. There's one scene in particular, it's minor spoilers, and I don't usually do too much spoilers for Oscar movies, but it's a scene where she's about to skate. I won't say what has happened before. It's near the end of the movie. Some stuff has gone down, and she's putting on her makeup, and she's just breaking down. And that scene, to me, she goes through multiple emotions in it, and that, for me, that's what you should play on the reel. They'll play the funny scene of her saying something outrageous or this and that, but that's the scene that showed, man, she can fucking act, and she is already great, but like, she's gonna be somebody. She's not just a flash in the pan. She's gonna be around for a while. She's gonna win an Academy Award. She has the chutzpah, as someone might say. She has the credentials to back it up, and she was phenomenal in this movie. She's a star. You can't take your eyes off her. there's many people who could have put in here and the movie would be good. I think she gets it to great. I think the movie overall is really good. It's not a movie that is one of my favorites of the year. Well, not that it's one of my favorites. It's not a movie I really enjoyed. It didn't blow me away. It's not a movie where, like, for me, Disaster Artist, when I left, it's like I could watch this again and again and again. This is something that, I would definitely watch it again, but it's not one of my all-time favorite movies. It's not nothing I'm going to be raving about, because like I said, we've kind of seen similar things before, but the performances are new, and the characters are new, because they're based on people. But as far as this version of these characters are new, and I could watch her in this performance over and over. There's the movie, which the movie I still like, but I don't need to see everyone else. But she knocks it out of the park. I think this is a performance where you get to see big range from her. I think the emotional stuff is a little light at times, but I think there's enough. I just mean that I find lots of times with Best Actresses, they give it to characters that are really damaged or have gone, that are really dark or dramatic, and something like this probably won't win because there's lots of comedy in it. But I think, yeah, there's light on emotion, but when the emotion hits, it's perfect. Sebastian Stan is really good in this movie, and I say that because I like him enough in the Marvel movies, but I always think he's kind of the weakest point. I think he is just fine as Bucky, he's fine as Winter Soldier. I think the writing of Winter Soldier makes him better, but he never stands out to me. He's never had that movie where, man, Sebastian Stan killed it. He does great in this movie. I felt like he was channeling like his Fassbender. He just gave me Fassbender vibes at some point. He did really good of this really sympathetic guy that you cared for, but who was also a super big asshole. Like, he played this like loser and nerd, water, and nerd not in the sense of like us, like geek versus nerd, comic books, just in the way he acted, the way he dressed, the way he pronounced things. But then he felt like he was trying to overcompensate by, like I said, Myers, he's abusive, he's an asshole, he treats her like shit many times, and it's a great flip of a coin as far as a character, because you see on the surface he looks very light and fluffy, but inside he's very dark, and he has super dark moments. There's one scene in particular, I think, in the middle of the film, that's very, very dark, but it's not like a serial killer Calvin Candy dark performance. He just snaps and he goes into a rage, and even then he'll maybe apologize right after, and you believe that he believes it, which is a good thing as from an acting standpoint, because lots of times people, when they play that sort of character, you never believe they could turn the corner about being an abuser, or turn the corner of like, oh, he is a good guy and he's trying to do good, he just has bad moments. Sometimes they play him as like, oh, he's just pure evil. There's times where it felt like, okay, he is going to turn the corner, and oh, they're going to make it work this time. I haven't seen him in much other stuff, so that's where I will say I have a small sample size, just from what I've seen. I've never been the biggest fan of him, but this has turned me around, and I really liked him. Everyone else is great. Allison Janney's great as the mom. It's a very brutal, very raw performance, and very crass performance. Excuse me, very crass performance, but she is really good scenes with Margot Robbie. Those two have good chemistry together as mother and daughter pair. And yeah, I could see her getting some supporting actress nomination. She has some really good, powerful scenes. She's in the movie quite a bit at the beginning, and then she kind of tempers off and she's not around too much. But whenever she's there, she makes an impact. The movie overall is really good. I think they do a great job of showing Tonya's desperation to get into the Olympics, to get past certain obstacles they lay in front of her figure skating, because you are not who we are looking for. And I think they do. I think the other strength of this movie, probably after the acting, is it's kind of a villain tale in a small sort of way that, yeah, there's some stuff that she maybe didn't want to happen, but it happened and it's bad. But it shows at the very beginning all this crap she's going through, the bad relationship she has with her mom, the bad relationship she has with her husband at times, and it shows it's not just one side of the coin. If this bad thing happened and she was behind it or a part of it, it's not, hey, she's flat out a terrible person. It's, she's been through a lot. She's had to struggle a lot. She's been through a lot of trials and tribulations. And it's not as simple as, hey, she just wants to take out her competition. Something else happened, and there's just other factors that's pushing her down that makes her get to those depths. If there's other people that are holding her down in the figure skating community, maybe certain things wouldn't have to happen, or maybe she wouldn't be with that certain person. And I think that was the best thing as far as showing her going through competitions, working with coaches, going up to the judges and just yelling at them. And there's one great scene where she has, in the parking lot, she kind of corners a judge and is like, what do I have to do? And he explains what's wrong with her in a sense. And you can see how broken down she is, but just kind of wants to say F you to the man and turns it on its side, and she does the best she can, and at the end she kind of accepts that she's never gonna be what they want, but she's just gonna be who they are. And there's the speech you've heard in the trailers, but she gives that speech about America wants a bad guy, and it's great. You do see the character embrace that. There's other characters around that are really comedic and good. The figure skating scenes are really well done. Also, you can tell that Margot Robbie's face is, I imagine, CGI on there. I think there's just, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it just looks different film, but I think it's that classic where they get the past few years they've been in, where they get someone to do and put the dots on their face and put the face there. But the scenes themselves are great. They're shot great. They do this great parallel between them in the credits when they show the real ones, and like, I can't remember if they show the filmed ones, but I felt, even though you see them pretty close in proximity, so you have that in your mind. I think it's a really good film. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Like I said, I don't think it's like, I think it's one of the, it's a film that I really like, and it might, I keep saying that, it might be in my top 10 when I really like it, just because I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the performances the most, but I don't think it's a film like a Logan or a Blade Runner or something like last year with La La Land or Arrival, where, man, I was blown away. I just had a really good time. The performances are fantastic. That is the biggest thing that I would want to rewatch this movie, is to watch Margot Robbie just kill it. And I hope she does get some award recognition, and I hope she wins one, because I think it's her best performance yet, easily. And I think you should definitely check it out. I think even if you're not into figure skating, which I'm not, you should give it a try, give it a watch, because there's lots of good stuff in this movie. It's very comedic. There's some drama, but it's not over the top, but it's not banging you in the head with it. There's dramatic moments, but it's not your classic Oscar drama 2.5, where it's just like a very depressing, dark movie for 2.5 hours. It's a good time, and a good story, and a good acting. And a good acting. And I don't have a good English. Take a drink before I shout out all the plugs. Thank you very much for checking out this review. Check out all the other Oscar reviews I'm going to be doing this season. I'll do quite a bit of them. What else do we got going on? We got a 2018 movie preview coming up. We got a Continuing Conversations that dropped a couple days ago. If you head over to Patreon, give us $1 or $5, you can get half or all of our content. You could have got those episodes even a couple weeks early. There's other episodes there you get months early. There's a series right now that is just exclusive to Patreon. You got the Gauntlet coming up. The Gauntlet is our gaming league where, I'm the sports champion, not gonna lie, it's pretty nice, and I'm also the chairman. I run the league, but that's starting up again. Lots of competition, lots of huge announcements. This season is gonna be 100 times better than last season, and last season was pretty fun. Subscribe on YouTube, Patreon, I already said Patreon, iTunes, SoundCloud, all the other podcast providers. If you like to support us, and you know what? We get it. You can't throw change to Patreon, support us. We use that money to get more gear, create more shows, try to get out there. But you can help us if you like what I do, you like what any other gang does, or just we do in general. Give us a like, give us a subscription, comment. That helps us get out there. That helps us grow. That helps us find more great fans. We had a great 2017. We hope to have a great 2018 with your help. So thank you very much for tuning in. Let me know, what did you think about I, Tonya? Do you agree with me? Is it Margot Robbie's best performance? Did you not like it? Let me know down below. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you next time, and it won't be boring.